stand here together as one.
Whoa! I got a battle mask! It appeared with this guy. Knife hands? I have knife hands!
I can see that.
Hello everyone, welcome to another movie review. I just got done seeing Transformers 1. This was directed by Josh Cooley, who also did Toy Story 4, which I've recently come to discover is not a good movie. I forget the name of the channel off the top of my head, but there's a guy that literally made like a 5 or 6 hour video, I forget how long it is, explaining how Toy Story 4 is terrible. It's called How Toy Story 4 Destroyed Everything. I think that's the name of it. I watched that over the course of a couple days, and man, this is kind of just off topic, but I thought I'd mention this. Yeah, Toy Story 4 is a terrible movie. Yeah, but thankfully this is a good movie. Of course, I'm talking about Transformers 1. Definitely check out that video I mentioned, because, man, it's very enlightening. Like I said, I watched it over a period of a couple days. You know, it's a very long video, but I couldn't get enough of it. I was like, man, this guy's making a lot of great points. So Josh Cooley did this movie, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I wasn't planning on seeing this movie. I thought the trailer looked terrible. It looked like a very silly, generic kids movie, and I feel like most people felt the same way when they saw the trailer. Another thing that bugged me was the face of the Transformer characters, and you probably know what I'm referring to. Mostly the mouth. Everything looks kind of, it looks weird. Like, for Transformers, this is the first time we've kind of seen this animation style for these characters. It is very G1-esque, which is good, but something about the face and the mouth movements and everything just looked weird to me, you know, seeing the trailers. And the movie, again, it didn't look like it was going to be any good to me. Like, I was going to wait for people to see it, hear the reviews, and then possibly go see it if it was good or whatever. A couple weeks ago, people were reviewing this movie really early. There was, like, really advanced screenings for this movie. And I couldn't believe it. People were praising this movie to no end, saying it's actually incredible. It's actually a very dark movie. It's very emotional, you know, and everything in it works. It's just whoever made the trailer did a terrible job. And I guess, well, not a terrible job. I guess they're trying to market it as a kid's film, because at the end of the day, it is a kid's movie. It's PG. And that really piqued my interest when people were saying this movie was actually incredible. So I said, you know what, let me check it out. And it's very weird to be reviewing a movie on a Saturday. I saw an early showing at AMC. They had an early access thing. The movie doesn't come out till Thursday night. So I'm seeing it almost a week in advance, which is nice, you know. And I'm happy to report, like I said, this movie is very good. Now, is it incredible? Is it the best Transformers movie? No, it's not. But, again, I don't know who made that trailer, but this movie is not that at all. There is humor in there. It is a kid's movie, like I said. But it actually, everything worked. You know, again, going into this movie, I was kind of apprehensive. Like, okay, you got people like Chris Hemsworth, you know, who I'm a huge fan of, but, like, voicing Optimus Prime, that is a huge undertaking, because Peter Cullen has been the voice of Optimus Prime forever. There's been other voices, obviously. But in terms of the movies, this is the first movie in Transformers history that you got a different person voicing Optimus Prime. So it's kind of a big deal. You got people like Keegan-Michael Key voicing Bumblebee. You got Brian Tyree Henry voicing Megatron. These are all people I like. It's just, to me, the casting felt totally off. Like, I was like, I don't know if any of these people are going to work as these characters. Scarlett Johansson plays Alita 1. I thought it was RC. I didn't realize it was Alita 1. She's actually Alita 1, not RC. And everybody did a great job. Like, all the voices worked. Chris Hemsworth kind of has, like, a gravel in his voice a little bit, you know? So it actually worked. It did sound like a young Optimus Prime. Brian Tyree Henry actually, as the movie went along, you'll see what I mean when you watch the movie. He definitely convinced me, yeah, that's a good Megatron voice. And then Keegan-Michael Key as Bumblebee. Again, he's the comedic relief in the movie, but he worked also. You know what I mean? Took a little bit to grow on me, but I enjoyed his performance. And you do have other people in there. You have Steve Buscemi as Starscream, which was actually great casting. Man, his voice really worked for Starscream. And they actually have a little twist on the voice later on. You'll see in the movie. That also worked for me. Who else? You got Lawrence Fishburne voicing one of the elder Transformers. He was good. John Hamm plays Sentinel Prime, who's sort of like the leader of Cybertron, or Ion City. I think that's the name, Ion City. I was a huge Transformers fan as a kid, but I don't know all the little different names of the cities in Cybertron and whatnot. He was good as well. And the animation in this movie was beautiful. Like, it really was. The whole mouth thing and the way everyone's faces looked, it didn't bother me. When I first saw it in the trailer, it was kind of jarring, like I said, but as the movie goes, it's totally fine. Like, it's totally a normal thing. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Again, it's weird seeing that in a Transformers movie when it's never been done like that. And the story was simple, but it was effective. This is a prequel, obviously. It's called Transformers 1. Now, I don't think it's necessarily a prequel to the Michael Bay movies. I don't know if they're trying to do their own thing with this. You know what I mean? I know there was, some, confusion of, last year if Rise of the Beasts was a reboot, technically. It picked up after the events of Bumblebee, but people were thinking it was trying to reset certain things and start a whole new line of movies, and it was ignoring the Shia LaBeouf ones and the Michael Bay ones and all that. So I don't know if this is meant to be a prequel to just those two movies, or it's meant to be a whole brand new thing. I'm not really sure. I actually haven't seen The Last Knight. That's the only one I'm missing. I heard it was terrible. I just never watched it. So, as far as the best Transformers movies, for me, the 2007 one is a perfect popcorn movie. It's not a perfect movie, but it's everything you want it to be. It's iconic nowadays for being a certain. It started a certain trend with how blockbusters are kind of made nowadays. The 1986 movie, I adore it. I have a lot of lines from that movie memorized, and I didn't grow up on the G1 cartoon necessarily, but I did see that movie when I was young. Those are my top two. So I would say this is probably number 3. I think Rise of the Beasts was my number 3 before I saw this. I think this movie is probably better than Rise of the Beast, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Just check out my Letterboxd. I'll have a ranking, for all the movies. So yeah, the movie was very good. Like I said, it's a very basic premise. Essentially, Optimus Prime, known as Orion Pax before he became Optimus Prime, and then Megatron, known as D16, I believe was his name, before he became Megatron, were miners that were mining for Energon. And they're sort of the lower class robots. The miners don't actually transform. There's them, and then the middle class, I guess you could say, is the actual robots that can transform, the actual citizens of Cybertron. And then at the top you have Sentinel Prime. He's the leader. So basically it tells the story of the miners, which includes Orion Pax, D16, B127 I think is Bumblebee's name, and then Elita 1. They kind of go on this journey to go find the Matrix of Leadership, which is supposed to restore the planet to its full potential or whatever. So there's twists and turns along the way in the movie, obviously. And it is a kids movie, like I mentioned. There is humor in there, and I thought the humor was good. The movie made me laugh a couple times. But again, it's not anything mind-blowing. I feel like people kind of overhype the movie a little bit. But it was still a very good time, like I said. It's just, it's not the best Transformers movie ever, in my opinion, If some people feel that way, that's totally fine, And again, the animation was beautiful in this. That's the one good thing I'll say about Toy Story 4 is the animation is beautiful in that. Josh Cooley, he's great at, I guess making these amazing looking movies. So yeah, at the end of the day, this is an origin movie. And I think it did a great job telling the origin of these characters. And I would love to see a sequel to this. I don't know if they're going to call it Transformers 2 as in TWO, you know. But I'll go see it regardless. So as a rating, I think I'm going to give the movie like an 8.5 out of 10, you know. It didn't blow me away, like I said. But definitely a good time. Definitely check it out. And I really don't have much else to say. In the comments, let me know your ranking of all the Transformers films. I know I'm reviewing this early, so you probably haven't seen this yet. But when you do see the movie, let me know your rankings, what you thought of it, and how you'd rate the movie. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I missed. Yeah, that's really about it. So thank you guys for watching this. And again, let me know, do you think the trailer was just totally wrong, you know, and people maybe overhyped the movie? I don't know, but that's my takeaway from this. Very good movie, just nothing, you know, nothing to blow you away. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and have a good one. Bye-bye.